I'm Toonie Moose. I'm Chehalis, Nisqually, Potawatomi, Sac and Fox. My tax name is Yvonne Peterson, and I'm a master weaver, a Chehalis master weaver. My life growing up, I worked right alongside of Hazel Pete, gathering, processing, knowing the plants, knowing the techniques, and eventually teaching. After she attended the Chehalis Day School, Tulalip Boarding School, Chemawa Boarding School, she was recruited to attend the American Indian IAIA, the Institute of American Indian Arts in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And she took the opportunity to attend there at age 18. And it took 2.5 years to complete, and then she had a cultural teaching certificate, and then she started to work in bureau schools. Hazel Pete has friends all across the United States because the Institute of American Indian Arts was a magnet for tribal people to send their children to take part in reclaiming, revitalizing American Indian arts. As she returned to the Chehalis Reservation after having worked in the harbor in Seattle, packing munitions for the war, after the war she returned home to Chehalis. While in Seattle, she met James Dupuy, Joseph James Dupuy, Potawatomi, Sac and Fox. And then there was a point that they did separate, and Hazel Pete raised all of us. I'm from a family of 9. Hazel Pete raised, as a single parent, 9 kids. And one of the things that struck me early on about my relationship with Hazel Pete is that she always referred to me as Yvonne Dupuy. So I knew I had standing from a very young age. Basket weaving is one of those arts that is, it's a whole art. It connects it to the origin stories of our people. It connects to the language. It connects to the plants that stood up for us at the beginning of time. So as we gather, we are recreating this generations old circle where we are doing the reciprocal work of gathering and waking up the plants, inviting them to return in a stronger and full way. The Chehalis weavers today work with cedar, nettle, cattail, beargrass, and sweetgrass. And those are some of the baskets that I have with me today. One of the things I want to share in terms of what it means to reclaim, this is a basket that is made from sweetgrass. And sweetgrass and cattail are 2 of the basket materials that Chehalis people gravitate to. So this is reclaiming a storage basket for the purpose of keeping needles on the inside. Needles made of bone, needles made of antler, needles made from iron. So this one is made of sweetgrass. The top will fold over. There'll be a antler bone button right here for all of the needles to be contained within this storage basket. This one is a medallion out of sweetgrass, and when you look at it, you can see in the light the shiny white. That's what beargrass looks like. And then we always have a combination where the basket will include, so this one, the base is cedar, and then it has beargrass, and then it's woven with sweetgrass right in the middle. So sometimes a basket, like any type of basket, could also have the combination of cattail also woven into the basket. We always say that our children are gifts. As they are gifted to us by the Creator. The family, the immediate family, the extended family, the whole village are responsible for helping that child identify their gift that will bring the wealth to the whole village, to the whole community, to the tribe. So our kids wear wealth. Someone else might think, why would you give something like that to a small child? They won't take care of it. But it's in that gifting to a small child that they begin to learn how to conduct themselves as young people, as teenagers, as the ones who then start their own families. So many children will have their own storage basket that contains everything in miniature that they will then use as adults. So that's the act of reclaiming and revitalizing basketry. So it's not just the act of weaving, it's the act of bringing forward the social, cultural, spiritual, and sometimes political protocols of the people. And it will and can be all connected to basketry. This basket is a style that Hazel Pete brought back. And it's called a three-walled basket. And the reason it refers to three walls is there's the inner piece of whatever type of material, and in this case it happens to be cedar. And then the bare grass represents the outer wall. So in between each one of these woven pieces, there's another piece that's woven in between, and that's how it is referred to as the three-walled basket. So this one would be typical Chehalis. When you look at baskets, we're always looking at the bottom. When a person shows us their baskets from another tribe, we always look at the bottom, we're always looking at the turning row, and then we're always looking at the ending row. Because those are the points of contact when we're recalling. We're calling forward muscle memory, prayers, having looked at baskets, bringing those forward to make them into baskets of today. When you look at Hazel Pete's work, it's representative of many styles and techniques. And that's the work of a person who is reviving things. Of course, tribal people value that we don't teach everyone the same thing because then they won't need each other. So even our extended family, we help a young person identify what they want to call their specialty. Sometimes we have for each generation a person who has to know everything because they're put in that role where they are teaching different things to many people. So even that act of specializing, I tend to gravitate to sweetgrass. This is what I like to do. But I would be also responsible for teaching other things. So that's the work of a master weaver.